Mission Monday update. My name is Sue Roskoff, and I am an ambassador here with Project Die Hard. We are here every Monday night at 6:30 p.m. Central because there is a lot going on in the world of Project Die Hard. There's always things happening, and who better to let us know what's all happening than to bring in the president and founder of Project Die Hard, Brian Gibson. Brian, so happy to have you here. How you doing?
Hanging in. All right. From the meeting this morning, here's the update. The water at the pub is now shut off because we have a busted pipe.
Not good. So not good. Is it that, that white stuff that came down out of the sky that got it?
You think in the 10 degree, 5 degree temperatures that this place is not meant to have? Okay, we got it. We got it. It happens. But this is why I'm so excited about what's coming tonight on this show.
A lot of good coming. So if you're just tuning in, stick around because there's so much coming your way tonight.
And if you're not tuning in live, be sure to share this out when you do find it. All right, here we go. Go here, and go here.
I wish you could see what's happening backstage right now because I'm loving it.
So am I. Right. So which one? There we go. That's the one I want, right? All right, here it is, boys and girls. February 4th is the next big thing for us. Thank you, and God bless senior helpers of Western Kentucky. Our fellowship breakfast, second month for 2026. Last year, 456 came through. Last month, 43 came through. Don't ask me how many's coming. Ask God, because it's all in His hand.
Spread the word, everyone.
But this is where your donation goes. Come on, push button. There we go. Then the really next big thing, Operation Big Things. This isn't until May, guys, but we need to start talking about it now. You need to start telling everybody, Operation Big Things, Project Die Hard. Man, think about it. Oh, wow. Oh, man, I'm going to make it to Murfreesboro, Illinois in May. I know we're going to be doing great things. All right. We are still looking for a local food bank in the area. I got my own little ideas on that, on helping other organizations. Everybody said I have to charge. Okay, I'm going to charge. You want to get into Operation Big Things, you're going to bring a non-perishable food item. And then we're going to give that to a local food bank. See how this teamwork thing works?
Love it.
Yeah, folks, I'm bringing this into the mix because some of the meetings I've had last week. Do you ever see and or hear me go, look what I did?
No.
If you are coming to help Project Die Hard, all praise and glory goes to you. Okay? That goes up to God. That's it. If you're here to build your kingdom, if you come here to impress upon the world that you're a good person, you don't need to be here. I'm just putting it out. No organization can do it all. Why even try? We are building the facilities so everybody can come and help veterans find hope. That's the deal. That's the deal. Four slides tonight. That was it.
Short and sweet.
Fellowship breakfast.
That's big.
That's the big one for the that's
in 2 days from now.
Okay. But I do understand that we have some outstanding people backstage.
We do. And I'm actually curious where you'd like to start.
You know what? I got to go with the veteran that's back there first.
I was kind of assuming that, and he's cracking me up right now.
Let him bring in our other guests with you guys. I mean, that's just because you know how much I love his energy and how much he inspires me. So bring him in.
Excellent. The one and only Thomas Long. I am so happy to see you. You are making me smile, and you know how to light up a room. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm blessed. Thank you. I'm as good as the good Lord allow me to be today. Thank you for asking, sister. How are you, and how's the doc?
I'm doing great. I'm here. I'm so happy to be here.
All right. How you doing, Doc?
Brother, I am blessed every day I get to see sunshine.
Roger that.
I will say overnight, I was blessed with the opportunity to inspire two off that ledge.
Oh, wow. Yes.
God bless you, brother. God bless you. And that's how we walk his path and bringing his glory to his children, letting them know that we're here for them. You're not struggling alone. We're not here to, make you feel sorry for what you did. We're here to let you know that we needed a helping hand, not a handout, but a helping hand. And that's what we give, a helping hand. Come with us. Walk with us. We're not going to tell you that we walk better than you. We're going to ask you to walk side by side because we're your peer. That's all we're looking to do. The same thing that we did in the military, the same thing that we did exiting the military, all of that stuff. We're just here for each other. And that's what everybody needs to know. And that's why we're here on Monday nights, to let them know what it is that you're doing. Moving things forward, taking that needle and bringing it back to here. Take that stress. And as we bring that needle down, everybody gets to move forward in his path, which is a beautiful thing. And like you said, talking about the other individuals that are backstage, no idea if they're as excited as I was, pumping and rocking and rolling and ready to go. But I know there's some great energy back there because I got to meet personally one-on-one with Miss Carol Witt from YEA, and she's absolutely amazing. The vision that we came together with after meeting her and talking to her about how we're going to be able to utilize her program for entrepreneurs around the world and be able to execute with bringing together free for the veterans to be able to go through sponsorships, and her providing that ability to be able to have, and I'm not going to steal her thunder on exactly how she wants to roll this out, but taking care of veterans and doing that. And then us here at Apex Business Alliance, what a collaboration. You're developing and creating the entrepreneurs. We have the ecosystem and infrastructure for them to be able to succeed, move forward, and grow their businesses and build their networks around the world. How better do you get? How better do you get? Because we build alliances based on relationships of honor, integrity, and service. Not like those other network groups that have been out there for decades, because networking is broken. They work off of transactional interactions and competition. We work off of building relationships. And I see Sue and Brian both nodding their heads. They understand it. Because when you build those relationships, the alliances are built. You move forward in trust You move forward with vetted referrals, and that perpetual economic engine just starts, and you're feeding it. And then once it gets going, there's no stopping it. And that's how we work together. So I'm super excited that you were talking about the events that you have coming up and saying how what we're doing is going to be able to fund those things that you want to do, because it is. Because her organization, when she talks about it, has an amazing program. But what we're doing and bringing to that table is absolutely based on what we already talked about, spiritual currency. We're not looking for money in this. We're looking to give our time, our expertise, and our network to this purpose so we can help build what God's kingdom needs for those that you can take care of.
Again, brother, any help I get, I just say thank you, Lord, for sending it.
Roger that. Well, the next help that we need to get is a maid in there. Get that stuff cleaned up behind you. I'm gonna send one over to you. Get them papers all nice and neat. We're gonna polish those swords back there on the wall. We're gonna get that green screen nice and neat. I got you, brother. I got you,
brother.
I'm just messing with you. It don't matter.
No. I heard somewhere that if everything's nice and neat on the outside, the inside is terrible. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm blessed that this is this messy, because that means I've been busy.
Roger that, brother.
That means I've been moving.
Listen, you can't see it. My camera is facing away from my desk on purpose.
All right, but we do have these wonderful ladies sitting in the back. Brother, you spent more time with them.
Yes.
Because Apex Business Alliance is a community support program member.
Yes.
And this is what he does. He handles the businesses. So you see how this works?
Yes, absolutely.
That's not up to me.
Right. That's not your lane. That's my lane.
Not my lane.
My lane. You fix people, Doc. I move people. I'm a team leader. That's what I do.
Yeah. So I will let you bring them in.
Okay. Well, I am super excited for everybody to be able to meet these ladies tonight. It's my first time that I get to actually meet face to face on video with Miss Jacqueline, but her partner that's coming in, they're not partners, but her boss, I guess you could call her, Miss Carol Witt, the one that created YEA Global, is amazing. Her energy, her passion, her desire to help, to build, to create, and to empower is wonderful. Miss Carol Witt.
Wow. I'm not sure I can live up to that, but thank you. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. You got me pumped. So I just want to say one thing before you do whatever you're going to do. And that is, I always give credit to my source. So my source, number one, was Kurt. He is like a spark plug. And when he came to the Gen Network, I said, I've got to know this guy, because for 3 years I've wanted to do something with the veterans program. So he was my first source. Then he introduced me to Brian, and then Brian introduced me to Thomas, and then Darwin. And oh my gosh, my life looks different already. So thank you. And my credit, I do truly believe we were drawn all together. God's my source.
Awesome.
So,
I love it.
Amen.
And
Amen.
I can go ahead and bring in the wonderful Jackie Zaccoli to join in this conversation as well. Jackie, so glad you are here too. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here as a support team. As I said to Carol, I don't have all my red, white, and blue pom-poms, but, I can work on that. I can do the cheer just like anybody else. So, and since it's global, I said, we can't put all the countries in there. So we would have to resort to just the red, white, and blue, but I'll work on that.
Excellent. So, Brian, do you want me to just hand this to you to ask a few questions, or should we have Carol just dive right in and explain what it is that we're all talking about?
Hey, look, Thomas, and Carol,
I'm super excited. I don't want to hold Carol back anymore.
I know I know a very little bit of
That's
what
right.
they've talked about.
Yep.
And I'm
Okay.
good with that.
Yep.
I am.
Okay.
All I know is
We
that
don't need
our
middlemen.
is going to get built.
That's right. We don't need middlemen. I'm here to execute, Doc. We're here to get stuff done.
So
Okay.
when you say ask questions, I want to say, Carol, it's yours. Tell my brothers and sisters what blessings you're bringing.
Okay. All right. So inside of meeting Kurt and finding out that he is such an ambassador for veterans, I was like, Kurt, I want to do something with veterans for 3 years now. It's been on my heart to do something with veterans with my program. And my program is called YEA, Young Entrepreneurs Alliance. And guys, it's not about young. Youth, it's a youthful spirit is what the young stands for. It's a youthful spirit around being an entrepreneur in your life. And we have a lot of new entrepreneurs in the program, and then we have a lot that are veteran entrepreneurs that have had businesses for a long time and just want a structure to be able to move forward in their business. So once I talked to Kurt, then when he turned me over to Brian, and then Brian turned me over to Thomas and I started talking, and I started sharing with him what I want to do. First of all, my program that I offer in the US is $1,495 per student to do my program for 10 weeks. Okay. Now, guys, that seems like a lot of money to a lot of people, and yet it's very little amount of money compared to the value that they walk away with after 10 weeks. So in the kind of value that leaders already have been trained inside of being veterans, their leadership, their organization, their spirit and their power and their energy and their passion, what I can do inside of that is absolutely give them what they want in their lives. Whatever it is they're going toward, that is what I want to champion. I'm not trying to put them into their own, to my space. I'm trying to bring them into my space for them to rise and take on whatever it is they want to do in life. And so for me, I was so excited to be able to say, oh my gosh, I'm going to work with veterans to be able to have them own everything they have been given inside of their mission as a veteran, to bring it forward and champion that spirit. I'm so excited. So excited to do that. So what Thomas and I talked about, and Brian talked about, is that with my program being $1,495 per student, that we would go out and we would find people that would sponsor veterans for $22 a month, or if they want to pay it all, they can, or it's however they want to manage it. But sponsoring one veteran for $1,495. Now, we want 100 veterans, guys, in this program. I'd love 200, but we're going to start as a pilot program. We're going to start with 100 veterans and watch what shows up inside of who they already are. I'm going to bring out who they already are. It's not like I'm creating them. They already are.
Right.
They're everything they need to be. They're going to bring their talents and their energy and their passion. And I am going to just be their champions. I'm going to champion their spirit. I'm going to be their champion and champion their spirits and have them just rise in their leadership, because I already know they've all been taught to be leaders. So, wow. What that's going to look like in this program. I'm so excited.
I'm super excited about it as well, because when we sat down and talked, and then I introduced her to Darwin Larson, who's going to be her first veteran director. Super excited. out of Fort Myers, Florida. He's getting ready to start teaching this program. It's going to be phenomenal. And the way that we're going to be able to do it, it's not about bringing out, just like she said, it's not bringing out stuff that's not there. It's not trying to put a square peg in a round hole, as we're taught through basic training. It's doing exactly what they teach us and exactly how they teach us to be able to transition. She wants to help take all the things that we already know, all the things that we already have beaten into us, innate in everything that we do now on a daily basis, and teach you how to transition that into the business world, to utilize it the way that everybody else wants to see it, the way that that we're not taught inside the military to be business owners, to be business leaders, to be those executives on the outside of the military that we were on the inside of the military, my brothers and sisters. Each one of us that was an NCO or an officer, we're born leaders. We're born service individuals. That's our mindset. That's what we want to do. She knows that. She sees it. She understands it. And the program nurtures that. That's why Darwin and I got right in and right behind it, because it's a no-brainer for all of us out there, because it speaks to our hearts, and it's not changing anything we already do. It's emphasizing and putting a magnifying glass on it and then just changing the words. That's all it is. It's super wonderful, super brilliant, and she has such a beautiful passion about it. I'm so excited to watch her teach Darwin how to be doing what it is that she's doing, and then him teaching what she's doing, because he has a beautiful passion about it, because he's a fellow veteran already.
Yes.
Excited about it.
Okay. I got to interject something. This is such a blessing.
Yes.
But understand this to our followers out there. Darwin is going into the online 10-week course. Praise be to God. Our facilities bring this program to a physical place where a veteran can come one day a week and say, I'm going to learn. I get to hang out with other veterans. You see, folks, this is what our facilities are for.
So great. It is going to be such an educational space for people to be able to come and work together. Because, guys, one of my pillars is called collaboration. And we collaborate. We teach collaboration, that you work together. And what are veterans? There's a camaraderie there that you can't actually. I can't teach that. I just can't teach that. There's a camaraderie between you guys that is like unstoppable, unmovable. So it's just going to be 10 times that inside of you all working together, going in the same direction, which is like creating something amazing, a business. And some of you might want to maybe even work together in creating that. That's the beauty of this. I want to share just a story with you. I'm a storyteller, guys. So one of the stories is this. I had 2 doctors in my program, my global program. They came to me and they couldn't find a job. In Africa, guys, you go to college, you get your degrees, you're degreed out the ears, and you can't find a job. There's no guarantees. And they came to me and they said, we can't find a job. And I said, okay, so what do you want to do? And they said, we want to create a clinic. So in 10 weeks, guys, they had a clinic up and running and happening, because of the structure we put in front of them to be able to make that happen. We didn't do that for them. They chose it for themselves, what they wanted to do. Then we championed them. We believed in them. Sometimes when they didn't believe in themselves, we believed in them, and we helped have them with resources, helped them find resources, put them together, collaborated with other people. and then they had a clinic. And now they're not waiting for a job that's never going to come. So these are the kinds of things that we did. And I shared that story for you, Brian, especially because it's medical. And these were guys that, put all that time and effort into school and couldn't find a job. And so instead of finding a job, I'm going to create one. And that is where YEA comes from, is create something you want. Create something you want that you're passionate about. And let us set the structure for you to be able to make it happen. One more story I'm going to share. One more. And that is, I had a guy come to me. He's from Africa. And he was known as Coach Fred in Africa. Everyone knew him. He went on TV once a month. He was known. But he had so many talents. He didn't know how to figure out what talent he wanted to go toward. He had so many, and that is what I believe is going to show up in the veterans program, and that's why I'm sharing this story. So he had all these talents, and he said, Carol, I don't know where to start. And I said, okay. I said, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. What's the common thread here? And I said, and what are you passionate about? He said, well, I like to go into businesses and help them, build more business. And I said, ooh, so you're a marketer. And he said, oh, yeah, I guess I am. He didn't connect the dots. He didn't really get what it was he was doing. He just knew he was out there supporting businesses to grow their business. And now, guys, fast forward. So he focused. He went after that, and he's a brander now. He has gotten huge companies behind him now. He's made his own app. He's doing all kinds of amazing things because he got focused around what it was he really wanted and what his passion was. And guys, nobody can stop him now. Okay. He comes on and he's so excited, and oh my goodness, he lands these big companies now that are working with him, and he's branding all the time, and he loves it, loves his life. Oh, and by the way, I asked him, I said, Coach Fred, so are you thriving now? And he goes, oh, I am so thriving, Carol. So, the thing for me is I want to take what they already have and have them figure out for themselves what direction they want to go in with all of this talent, and then just get out of their way. I have to just get out of their way and let them go for it, So
again, that's the whole premise of what the mission is giving these veterans a place to come for a day, a weekend, a week, all the way up to a year if they need it. That's what people don't understand. It's not, how many beds? It's not the beds. It's the place.
Right.
It's the non-judgmental place.
Yeah.
Where experience and help and community can all come together and praise God and impart wisdom on veterans. There's so much learning I see at every event we do when we get veterans and civilians together. When they sit there and they talk, you can see the lights come on when they're talking to each other. Like, oh, I learned something today.
That's right.
That's like our fellowship breakfast in 2 days. That is the one event that I personally go and do. Why? Because I developed that partnership there with that restaurant, and that's my time to spend with my brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Right? Do I want to put that in every restaurant around the nation? You bet your sweet Bippy. But I can't be everywhere.
What is it, Bippy?
That's
It's
before his
always
time.
fun.
Laughing before his time.
That's it. You betcha.
Mhm.
I mean, I watched Laughing, but I
Did
never
you?
saw
Did
I never
you?
saw
Yeah,
what a Bippy was.
just with Bippy. I can't remember who said it, but yeah, I think it was Ruth. Probably Ruth Buzzy. It might not have been.
Right.
Yeah.
Funny. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm thrilled to be working with all of you and the direction you're going to take us in
Yes.
that we have not ever forged before. So I want you to really get, I have not ever gone in this direction before where I am working with really strong talent. But I'm ready for the challenge.
I'll tell you what, when we were having the conversation with me, her, and Darwin, she was definitely talking about how she really respects the veteran community, the heroes that are out there, and wants to see where each and every one of them want to go and help pave the way in front of them to be able to do so. And the beautiful thing about it is being able to sponsor somebody going through that program at $22 a month. Not only are you taking care of them for the rest of their lives, as Jesus would say, you can hand somebody a fish, or you can teach somebody to fish to feed them for the rest of their life. And that's what literally we're doing through this program. And at $22 a month, what else can you do to change somebody's life? Not just the entrepreneurs that are going through the program, but then where the money is going to fund all the other things that make it possible. And then as we're building these entrepreneurs, they come at free cost and get involved in a global networking system with Apex Business Alliance, building the network, building the eco-structure, building the infrastructure around all of them, giving them somewhere to be able to network globally, to do whatever it is that they want. You cannot find that kind of combination anywhere else because of the collaborations that we're creating, that we're doing, making the alliances to build better futures and better relationships. That's the way networking is supposed to happen. Jackie,
And
what would you say?
that's how us true nonprofits succeed. When business understands we're not here to compete with them, we're here to do a certain thing. Everybody tells me, oh, veterans, I want to hire veterans. Okay, I want to help you do that. But see, if I just go, veterans, go apply here, they're not going to do that because they don't. But when you come to an event and meet them face to face, they see you're real and they'll sit and they'll talk to you. That's, yeah, I can't believe people can't understand that. Go ahead, Jack.
Yeah, it just occurred to me, Carol, and it's taken me a while, but I finally figured it out. Apex is the next step, obviously. I've been a networking coach for 40 years. Literally, I just did the numbers for 40 years. And as far as the networking world, I feel pretty confident in that, in what I have been able to accomplish in that amount of time. However, as the veterans are able to transition from their building inside all of what Carol has said, the next is to apply that. So Apex is one way, but I also have the Global Impact Network. And the Global Impact Networks takes it even further after the networking and in conjunction, almost intimately with that networking of Apex, so that they create projects, should they wish to, with that creativity spark they've gotten from YEA. And I have speakers every week that are professionals that come to the table in either education or wellness, sustainability, or employment, and give them collaboration so they can do those projects. So this uniting of the Apex and the Gin is a perfect blend after the spark of creativity has come from YEA.
That is how God brings people together. And that's how we all be a part of the tide that rises all boats. It's not about me. It's not about Jackie. It's not about Carol. It may be about Sue because she's in a black room. So we don't know. We don't know. It may be about her. But it's not about the doc. It's about everybody and being there to help everybody rise. We just hoping that she's not in the basement. So if we start rising, she gets flooded. Oh.
And I'm in the basement because there's a guy upstairs that's about ready to come in here, so we don't have sound issues. The one and only Kurt Rotwell. I always say the one and only. He's not the one and only, but he's my one and only.
There you go. So you can say it as much as you want.
There he is.
There he is.
Welcome.
There we go. It sounds like together everyone achieves miracles. So I like this conversation, and it's music to my ears as an ambassador of Project Die Hard, and looking at my hopping into a few years of this journey of Project Die Hard, and looking ahead to 2026 and what April is going to mean, and all the stuff we have even before the classes start that's on our calendar. Wow, things are really coming in hot and heavy. And when Sue announced me, the man upstairs, I'm like, that's our Heavenly Father, isn't it? Is that what we call it?
You're technically upstairs above her because she's in the basement. That's why we're worried about the tide that rises. We don't want to drown.
Yep. So there we go. So we're enjoying the journey, but it's a serious journey. The lives of veterans count on us, and that's why we lock arms and do this together and muster all the resources that we can, because we need new solutions, new tricks in 26. And Thomas and I had a conversation where I was kind of bending his ear a little bit, calling for this kind of stuff. And Thomas says, well, I actually have some things that, kind of fall within what you're looking for, Kurt. And I've known Thomas for quite a while. And I'm like, oh, this is interesting. I'm learning about this now, but no time like the present. We're going to be talking again in a few days. So these developments just keep spiraling, snowballing, and so it's just a lot of project management.
What we call this on Thursday in the military is called a come to Jesus meeting, right, Doc? When we throw everything out on the table, we put everything on the base, and we figure out where everything fits.
Well, again, that's called mission planning. Okay, the big bosses up here go, this is what has to be done. There's not one person in the Army that can say, okay, A, B, C, D, E, and F. No, we all come together and we get the intent. Okay, what medics, what are you bringing to this party? Engineers, what are you bringing to this party? And, everybody comes together.
Right.
And we all play a part in it. That's teamwork, right?
Roger that.
Yep.
Isn't that what I've been touting since I started this thing?
Trust me.
Yes.
I know it, and it's what we've been talking about since I met you. Both sides, your side and my side, with the other company and all kinds of stuff. It's what we've been talking about. But it's what the biggest thing is that a lot of people don't understand that's out there is you got about 40,000 veteran nonprofits in the United States. All right, 40,000 that are fighting over the same resources, the same thing, and the same veterans. And so many of them try to claim them as their veterans. But yet, instead of coming together, meeting each other at the expos that they all attend, meeting each other, talking to each other, finding out what each other does, impacting the same individuals by combining resources, time, and not reinventing the wheel, You can save more, do more, impact more, and create more by coming together as God has always wanted us to do, collaborating like Carol we're talking about, and making the impact go much further like you're talking about, Doc.
Again, that's the whole point of that's the mission God gave me, these facilities. Let's bring everybody together in one place at one time and say, hey, veterans, there's no judgment here. There's only help. How much help is what you want to put into it? Because we are the hand up, not the hand out.
That's right. That's the difference.
Yeah. So
Go ahead.
Brian, if you don't mind, Carol, I want to ask you to elaborate on, coming from inside of you and what you're enjoying right now with YA Global and with all the people involved with YA. And then now we're coming out with this, 100 seats, for veterans. Pearl started, class course and all of that. There's a lot of energy that brings to the table, a lot of satisfaction. Your heart wells up, with what we're doing here. Can you speak to that a little bit? There's a lot of meaning it is for you, and so this is a mutual benefit. That we're here to save veterans. We're confident you'll benefit, but the people everybody's watching right now, we all benefit by this development. Can you describe that a little bit?
Sure. So number one, let me just tell you why I'm here, why I want to do this, because this is where my passion comes from. Okay. So, number one, I have a brother that is a veteran. I have 2 ex-husbands that were veterans. And so I got to see the inside of being a wife and see the inside a lot closer. One of my husbands was a combat helicopter pilot in the Navy. And out of the 5.5 years that we were actually physically together, I was with him for 17 months. So I do know some of the sacrifices that go on in marriages and raising kids. And so I see a lot of that. And I also see that when they came back, they weren't sure what direction to go in. And that is what calls to me. Is number one, I do know that YEA, you find direction, because you really will find your passion. You'll find what it is that lights you up. And then we just cheer you on and move you forward in taking the actions to make it happen and create those businesses out there. For me, honestly, I see veterans not as employees. I see them as entrepreneurs, because they have all that it takes to be an entrepreneur and create their own businesses out there. And guys, where is the backbone of our country? Small businesses.
Yes.
Entrepreneurship, guys, is where it's at. And if we can take those veterans and have them really and truly go after their passions and create the business of their dreams, oh boy, what will happen inside this world of ours? So many businesses will be built, and their beautiful minds will be out there in action, and we get to experience their greatness. And because one of the things I want to share something with you really quickly, okay? So one of the things
before you get into that, Carol, I have to say goodnight to everybody because my son is beckoning me to come say goodnight to him before he goes to sleep. So God bless you all. God bless all of our brothers and sisters. Thank you for having me on here. I am grateful for being here with each and every one of you, and I look forward to working with you every day. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Thomas. Always good to see you.
Yes, thank you.
So one of the things I ask my students, one of our pillars is creativity. accessing creativity. And, you know, I used to think that creativity was, oh, you're an artist or you're a painter or you're a dancer, you know, or you're a singer or a songwriter, that kind of creativity. But then doing White Yay, I saw that creativity is this brain up here taking these beautiful ideas out of your head and putting action to them and making them happen. And that is what White Yay is all about. Brian, is we have them take their beautiful ideas out of their heads and start taking actions and putting actions toward them. And pretty soon they're like, oh my gosh, all the doors that open.
Carol, that's why I want your program. That's why I want it with us.
We can probably fit you in.
Okay.
We'll fit you in there. Okay, Brian?
Yeah.
We'll save you a spot.
No,
Yeah,
no,
we'll
no,
save you.
no. You're misunderstanding me.
I know.
My job is to get them mentally stable to come to the course.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
That's my job, is to give them that safe place and say, hey, brothers, sisters.
Yeah.
Focus in. This is your course. This is this is yours. But you got to focus in on it. You can't let these little demons sit and talk in the back of your head.
And tell you and talk you out of your dreams.
Yeah.
And your passions and your goals. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got it. So I wanted to share this story with you. So I asked my students, almost in creativity, every course, I asked my students, where is the richest place on the planet? Anybody know? The cemetery, guys, because so many beautiful ideas died with people that didn't take them out of their heads and put action to them. And therefore, we didn't get to experience their greatness and they didn't get to experience their greatness. So, and I tell my students, don't make that cemetery any richer than it is. Take those ideas out of your head, put actions to them, and let's champion you moving forward with them and create something amazing. And so, everything we have, internet, Zoom, this streaming, everything was an idea one time. It was an idea. Somebody took action, made it happen, and now we all get to benefit from it. That is what White Yay is all about.
And that's where it's a good fit between Project DieHard, YEA, and we even have Spirit of the Game Foundation is kind of a hub that kind of this sprouted from, and and so the important thing is that when we talk about Project DieHard combats veteran suicide by spreading hope to veterans, and this issue of decades, centuries, however long you want to give it credit for being just a wild issue in our world, and the creativity. The idea is the issue of veteran suicide is calling for our creativity to fill the gap, because none of us have the answer. Thomas and I are going to meet on Thursday, a Coming to Jesus meeting where, Thomas is very optimistic about everything circling around him. And as Ambassador Project DieHard, I'm going to, enter into that discernment, and he and I are going to be in prayer and see really where we can take it. Because if this week could be a week where we're on a launching pad that, month in and month out, all these dates hit on the calendar, and this is like a domino effect. One brings down the next, and there's more excitement, like the creative things with dominoes. If you think of like all those videos you watch, like, whoa, look at what they did with dominoes. That's what this is about. One gets another, and somewhere in there, through leadership, Brian reminds us all the time that there's someone out there that can cut the check. So the idea is we're tipping over enough dominoes that all of a sudden that domino is going to come down, and it's going to be like a cash register. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Huzzah, we got more bases on the way. And so So YEA is a catalyst, for how this works. And we're speaking to it in terms of what we're creating and possibilities and what we're opening up for a veteran to look at what we can do with the veteran to keep them out that the demon can't even keep up, that they're just going in entrepreneurship, and they're in self-improvement, professional development. That demon can't even keep up, much less sitting there stationary and having that demon right on the shoulder, speaking right behind your ear, your mind, whatever. So motion does matter, and this course is gonna help veterans get into motion.
One more thing, and that is, the system inside of YEA is that we actually have them do 5 actions to move their business forward. 5 actions every week. 5 actions times 10 weeks. Guys, you want to get what can happen inside of it. Like I said, a clinic got created in 10 weeks, okay? So you never know what those actions are going to bring. Number one, when you take an action, it's not always just your action that brings about a result. It's a ripple effect. And so many doors start opening. You never know. So, and that's the exciting part about it, is you don't know what can actually happen in 10 weeks in a program like this. And then, guys, I absolutely am so grateful to Jackie and her Gen Network, because she has lots of my students. I've put them into her program so that now they are taking the things they've learned and the actions they're doing, and they are creating projects that have huge impacts. Jackie, please tell them about your water project really quickly. And
we have 21 ambassadors with projects this year. I mean, just now. And one of them is Water for the World with Sori Village. And what that means is it is a template. It is a pilot that will take the water that's in Lake Victoria, clean it out. The women will be empowered in that whole process of getting it distributed. And from then on, the whole community will be employed, will be, so that the wellness of this entire pilot will go through the rest of Africa and hopefully the world. So this is just one. We've already impacted the lives of 20,000 people because of a borehole. That's just the type of thing that's happening. And this collaboration between all of the people, and this is just Africa at this point, all of these people will learn how to make this happen themselves. Themselves. It's not somebody bringing down charity from above. It's not a government going in and saying, oh, well, you need to do it this way. It's starting at the grassroots. Now, do you suppose veterans can do that? Amen. They've done grassroots from the beginning.
Okay, I have to interject on that whole thing, because YEA, yes, inspiring. I tell my brothers and sisters every day, look at your watch. What time is it? Because you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but you need to be here tomorrow to find out.
Yeah.
I love that. Yes.
Okay. You can't quit. You can't.
No.
I had an instructor, and I've used this a couple times. Hey, if you can feel pain, right? That means you're alive. If you're alive, then you can fight. And if you're going to fight, you fight to win. So, yeah, that's why I don't quit.
Yes. I got to share with you. So my mom shared with me, and this was really pivotal because I almost quit YEA 4 times, guys. My little mindset, that limited mindset, said, Carol, you're not the one. You're too old. You're sick. I almost quit 4 times. I went to my mom, and my mom grabbed my hands, and my mom was blind at that point. She grabbed my hands and she said, dear one, do not let quitting be an option. And then she said, now what? And I am telling you, I teach my students now, don't let quitting be an option, because here's what happens. If you let it be an option, you'll be looking for a way out. If you don't let it be an option, you'll be looking for the next action to take. And that is what I tell my students over and over and over. You're on this ride with me for 10 weeks. Do not let quitting be an option. Keep looking for the next actions to take. And it's a beautiful thing. I don't have people quit my program, Brian. I really don't.
If a veteran we refer and gets in and all that, if they ever quit, I want to know about it.
Yeah,
because
exactly. You're being sponsored. Get your butt in there.
Yeah, you're being sponsored. You're getting your butt in there. Because if you waste that resource that you were chosen over this one to get, okay. So I think it's time that we do that little thing before I hop on my soapbox.
Oh, I love it. What an amazing conversation. What an amazing opportunity in front of us here. I do know that every time we come together like this on Monday night, the way we like to wrap things up is just to go around the room one more time and to share a message of hope with our veterans. So that is our tradition for closing up. And actually, Kurt, I'm going to go ahead and start with you first tonight.
There we go, folks. That's what Sue does to give Carol and Jackie a little about what they're going to tell you.
Oh, you're sharing my secrets.
So I'm going to come in with the idea of connecting and doing. And this is what I have in mind, is that I'm not a veteran. I come in here and I say things to, serve the mission, do what I can in my capacity from my perspective. I shared with Jackie a little bit of, there was a gentleman that came to my house one day. He's a financial guy, but he has connections in the veteran community, and he himself is not a veteran. And so he's talking to me as not a veteran to another guy, not a veteran. He said, what veterans taught me is there's this foxhole analogy. And he's like, what it is it's like you guys that are veterans, you're like standing on top of a foxhole and you're looking down on us, and we're down there in the foxhole. So like, Brian and Thomas, when they get together, they know that element that is in this analogy of a foxhole, what it is to be down there in that dark place, and so that's the importance of peer support within the veteran community. So that's where when I hear myself say that we've opened up a program, 100 veterans to come together, I mean, I'm really celebrating in my heart that is something that we actually can be in this program and safe for all of you out there. And so our efforts here are to connect to you, because if we say this, then it's just entertainment. Like, okay, good for you 5 on the screen. And then if it's not for you, our mission is to spread hope to you, to combat that veteran suicide thing, the suicide ideation, by spreading hope to you. And if this show didn't do it, we like re-up to look at what you can do. And the thing is important to do something in this exchange in what we're doing in our mission, because if we're not helping you do something, like Brian says, look, you got to be here for tomorrow. That's how I run my activities. I tell people that, if Carol is not on my calendar, and she is because of the April event, but, all of the things that I do in the weeks ahead, I don't see how Carol's in the sphere until I see Carol on my calendar on a February date and stuff like that. Jackie, I see her at Spirit of the Game Foundation. That is the thing when we make those plans, we make those commitments, because that's what Brian told the guy who called him. I'll be there. That's what I want you to say. Back to you, Sue.
Excellent. I'm going to go ahead and pass it over to Carol for your word of hope for our veterans.
All right. So my word of encouragement and inspiration is bring your brain, bring your talents, bring your creativity, bring your action. Let's do this.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Carol. Jackie, I'm going to pass it your way next.
Okay, I have 2 comments to make, and that's about it. My gratitude drives my attitude and thus my accomplishments. My gratitude drives my attitude and thus my accomplishments. And the second one is you must be present to win.
I like that so much.
I like it a lot.
Carol and Jackie, thank you so, so much. And Brian, I'm going to pass it to you next.
Oh my.
I'm telling you, I just need to pre-record this. Make it so much easier. But no, today I'm inspired to this, brothers and sisters. These people care about you. They do. Or else they wouldn't be here right now, me doing this. Don't disrespect them by giving up. Don't disrespect them. Because if you give up now, you're never going to see what you'll be able to do because of these fine folks. Don't quit. You can't. You weren't trained to. So quit talking like that. Back to you, Sue.
Awesome. Oh my goodness. What a night indeed. My last word is that, again, you are here for a reason. God's not done with you yet. What's your next action going to be? Make good choices. We're here for you. We'll see you back here next time. And don't forget about that veteran breakfast that is coming up 2 days from now. Hop on over to the IHOP in Paducah, Kentucky, and meet up with Brian yourself. You get to see all the great things happening there. For all of us here with Project Die Hard, as always, thank you.